my dear children, welcome to my class. Today's topic is parts of speech. All the words according to their function are divided into different classes. These classes are called as parts of speech. There are total 8 parts of speech, children. So before I take you to the part of speech, let us understand what are parts of speech. Part of speech means each and every word in a sentence has got a function to perform to make the sentence complete. Now if I say a sentence, my name Sonal or I teaching, does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. So according to the function which a particular word forms, we put them in the respective part of speech. So each and every, let's take the example of your family. Each and every member of your family is important. What does your mother do? She loves you, she prepares tiffin for you, she cooks dinner, she takes care of you. Daddy also, daddy has another work, he goes to office, he spends time with you, he buys you things. Your siblings spend time with you, they study with you, you study, you have another importance in the family. Just like each and every member of a family has got a function to perform, has got an importance in life, in the same way, all the words of a sentence have got an important function to do. Okay, so that is why we divide all these words in different classes, and there are total 8 such classes. These classes in which we divide the words according to their function are called as parts of speech. Children, there are total 8 parts of speech: noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. These are the 8 parts of speech that we have. Let me take you through the parts of speech one by one. The first part of speech is noun. Children, what do you understand by noun? Noun is the name of a person, place, animal, or thing. So, we broadly have many define noun as the name of a person, place, animal, or thing. I repeat. Okay. Now children, I say Sita is a good girl. Can you identify the noun here? Sita and girl. I am your English teacher. Can you identify the noun? English and teacher are the noun. So noun is the name. I stay in Hyderabad. So Hyderabad is a noun. So children, this is how we define noun as. Now noun is broadly bifurcated into common noun and proper noun. What do you mean by proper noun, children? Proper noun is the name of a particular person, place, or city, place or thing. For example, my name is Sonal. So Sonal is a proper noun. The name of a particular person or thing. I stay in Bhilai or I stay in Bhopal. Bhilai and Bhopal are the name of a particular place. That is why they are proper noun. If I say I fly to Hyderabad yesterday? I flew to Hyderabad yesterday. So Hyderabad is the proper noun. Children, if you say I ask you your name, you say my name is XYZ. So XYZ will be the proper noun. So proper noun are those words which when we try this to name a particular person, place, or a thing. Now children, what are common noun? Common noun are those, for example, I am your English teacher. I teach you English. What does your maths teacher do? Maths teacher comes and teaches you maths. Social studies teacher comes and teaches you social studies. So maths teacher, what does she do? Teaches. English teacher teaches. Social studies teacher teaches. So all these three ladies, what are they doing? They are teaching you. So according to their function of teaching, because their function is of a similar kind or their function is of a same kind, we have given them one name, teacher. In the same way, you are a student, you study. Your friends, other friends in the class, they also study. So this commonality among you, that you all study, that's why you are a student. Understood, children? When we bifurcate people under a special class of noun called as common noun, because of the similar characteristics, they are called as common noun. Now children, let's talk about collective noun. Do you go to the terrace in the evening? Do you see the birds flying? Can you see the group of birds? Now children, when there are so many things and we are trying to put them as a whole, as a group, as a whole, we call it collective noun. We don't say group of birds. We say flock of birds is flying. Children, have you ever been to a harbor? In a harbor, so many ships are boarded. right? We can see so many, a group of sheep, but the right word to use for group of sheep is fleet of sheep. So children, when we are trying to put a group of objects or a group of people under one group as a whole, we use such words, we use certain words to put a certain group of people or group of things to represent as one. Such words are called as collective noun. Now let's take the example of soldiers. What do the soldiers do? Soldiers protect the country. So because of this common thing that they all protect the country, we have put them under the common noun of soldiers. Now what is a group of soldiers called? Army, right? So army is a collective noun. Why? Because we are trying to collect all the soldiers under one group as a whole and we are naming them as an army. Okay. Now children, let's talk about abstract noun. Abstract noun are those nouns which cannot be seen or touched. For example, love. Can you touch love? Who are you right now? You are children. So you are in the state of childhood. Can you touch childhood? No. So abstract noun are ideas, or abstract nouns are those nouns which cannot be touched or seen. They can only be felt. For example, honesty, loyalty, compassion, love, hatred, all these, truth, help, health, happiness, all these words are abstract noun. Now children, let's talk about the material noun. Material noun means which are made up specifically of some material like gold, silver, aluminium. All these are certain material out of which we have named them under certain category because they are a special material. They belong to the category of material. They are some material in reality. That is why we have bifurcated them under the name material noun. So children, I give you some examples. I say pencil is made up of lead. Can you identify the noun? Very good. Pencil is a common noun and lead is the material noun. Now if I say always speak the truth. Truth is an abstract noun. Health, happiness is not there without health. Health and happiness are the abstract noun. Now honesty is the best policy. Honesty is an abstract noun and policy is a common noun. So children, this is about noun. Now let's talk about pronouns. What are pronouns, children? Pronouns are those words which we use in place of noun. Now for example, my name is Sonal. Can you say like this? Sonal is our English teacher. Sonal comes to our class and teaches us all the subjects, all the chapters in English. Sonal teaches us well. Sonal's period are there on every day. We cannot go on repeating Sonal again and again. And that is why we use pronoun to replace the noun. That is why we call such words as pronoun. So those words which are used in place of noun are called as pronoun. For example, he, she, it, they, all these are pronoun. Now I give you an example. Sonal is watching him. Can you identify the pronoun? Him. He is doing a good job. Can you identify the pronoun? He. She is listening to the teacher. Can you identify the pronoun? It is she. So like this, pronoun is the name of the word which is used instead of a noun. Now the third part of speech is, children, adjective. Adjective gives us more information about noun. They are the describing words. What are adjectives, children? Adjectives are the describing words. They describe people. If they basically qualify the noun. They give you more information about noun. I say Sonal is a good teacher. Good is an adjective. They basically tell you the quality of the noun. They are often placed with the noun. Okay. I say honesty is the best policy. Best is an adjective. Now I say Sifa is a studious girl. Studious is the adjective. And which is the noun it is qualifying? It is qualifying Sifa. That is called as adjective. So adjectives, what are adjectives, children? Adjectives are describing words. Let me give you some examples. Suyog is a good father. What is the objective here? What is the adjective here? Good. Now I'll say she has made a beautiful painting. Beautiful is the adjective. They live in a large area. Large is an adjective. Now children, let's talk about the four type of parts of speech. It is verb. What do you mean by verb, children? Verbs are the action words. They tell you about the action performed by an individual. What are you doing right now? You are listening to your teacher. So listening is the verb. What am I doing right now? I am teaching you. Teaching is the verb. I am creating my video. Creating is the verb. So verbs are the action word. They tell you the action performed by the individual they tell you the action performed by the subject of the sentence. So we'll talk about birds are flying in the sky. Flying is the verb. Buses are moving on the road. Moving is the verb. Now children, let's talk about another part of speech that is called as adverb. Children, what are adverbs? Adverbs, children, just like adjective gives more information about the verb, about the noun, adverbs give us more information about the verb. She drew very quickly. So quickly is the verb. Adverbs are often accompanied or often end with ly at the end. She drew quickly. She wrote nicely, or she ran fast. Children, you have to note here there is no such word as fastly. We would always say he ran fast. Fastly, goodly, they don't exist. Okay. Now I say she taught very nicely. So nicely is the adverb. So adverbs are often end with ly and they qualify the verb. They tell how the verb was done. Okay. She has taught the chapter very fast. Fast is the adverb. She ran very fast. Fast is the adverb. She came to me quickly. Quickly is the adverb. She drew a picture beautifully. Beautifully is a verb. So children, that was about adverb. Now let's talk about preposition. Imagine a tree and there is a girl sitting under the tree. How would you tell me that the girl is sitting under the tree? By using the word under. So prepositions are those words which tell the relation between two people or two things, which try to tell you the cat is sitting under the table. How would you know? With the help of which word are you able to tell me that the cat is under the tree? With the help of under. So in, on, at, under, above, through, all these words are preposition. They try to tell you the relationship between two things. Okay. Now let's talk about conjunction. What are conjunction, children? Conjunction do the job of joining two words or joining two sentences. Like Ram and Sham are brothers. I wanted to come to the party but I got late. So but is the conjunction. What is the function of conjunction? They join two words or two sentences. And, or, but are the examples of conjunction. And at last we have interjection. Interjection is the last part of speech. The words which are of a strong feeling like hooray, wow, kudos. Often they are accompanied with an exclamatory mark. These words are called as interjection. So children, that was about parts of speech. I will see you in the next classes and I will explain all the parts to you one by one. Thank you for listening.